When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. 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 When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. You may be high. You may be low. You may be rich. You may be poor. But when the Lord gets ready, you got to move. Hey! I'm geeked. I've been listening to Bishop Carlton Pearson, AZUSA Street, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm telling you, when you put that on, you will move. And the pastor used to say, hold on, during Jubilee service, oh, we be having a good time. I'm talking about sanctified church in the 80s and the 90s and the 70s. Woo! Think about 900 people on the same accord with the same mind. And then, you know, we as African people, the beat of the organ and the drums beating, and we had the best. You gonna move. And you think about your hardships that you've been through, and week after week, you be singing these songs without books. Because black people, we don't need books. We sing from our souls. And you drill it into yourself. All of these songs. How wonderful he is and how he's there and present in your help in the time of need. Put on AZUSA Street 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You gonna move. But I got to calm myself down. I got to calm myself down. But I remember, and it was real. The spirit, the human spirit is real. The spirit of hope. And so, again, if you just in such hardship, and black people, we know how to have hope and praise. And Caucasians will come into the midst, and they couldn't feel it, but they tried. They come in to mimic it and take it back to where they are. But nobody know hardship like black people. It comes from our soul. It comes from our being. It becomes from our living in the ghetto. You know? Like the blues. No one could sing the blues like black people. It comes from us. But let me get serious. But yeah, if I die, let me die in the army of the Lord. We meant that. We meant that. And we will focus on nothing but Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus in the morning, in the noonday, in the afternoon, and every day when the sun goes down. Hey. But thanks for tuning in and listening. Peace, if you can find it. I want to get serious and talk about Evangelist Sister Recy Taylor. I don't want this to be long, and I already made it long, but I want to make it quick. Evangelist Recy Taylor. Oprah brought it up to everybody's memory because they had forgot about it. Recy Taylor in Abbeville, Alabama. I don't know how far from Mobile, where my mother was from. So, Recy was horrifically kidnapped and raped by a thug of Caucasian American citizens. 7 of them. 6 of them violated her, kidnapped her, held her at gunpoint. She just passed away. No, not just, but she passed away December the 29th, 1973, and she was 97 years old. An all-Caucasian American jury refused to indict 6 Caucasian males. I don't call them men. Actually, it was 7, but the driver, hold on. The driver refused. He was 14 years old and he was a neighbor. All of them were neighbors. All of them lived in the neighborhood. They admitted their admission She was a married woman, a sanctified woman, just coming home from an apostolic Pentecostal, foot stomping, Bible thumping, Jubilee service, where Christ is your all and he is your all. He's there in the time of need. He's there before you call on him. Well, Sister Recy was walking home with two of her sisters when a gang of Caucasian thugs kidnapped her at gunpoint. The mother of one, they undressed her and took turns. Okay. They left her blindfolded on the road from her home, Abbeville, Alabama. I don't know how far from Mobile, where my mama was born in 1914. And that explained why she ran up here. Who knows what she went through? Who knows what our black sisters went through in the South and everywhere else? Like Brother Malcolm said, anything north, south of Canada is the South. And think about it. They could take the most vile, undesirable, smelly, stinking, uncouth Caucasian male, and he can have any queen he wanted back then, and nothing was said and done about it. I think about that. I think about that. They threatened her. She would be eliminated. And she begged them. She promised. She lied. See, Christian, you can lie. She lied. She said, let me go home to my child. She was smart. But she didn't forgive them, because when she got home, she told everybody. She put her faith in the justice system. She didn't put her faith in JC this time. She trusted the justice system that they were going to do justice for her. You know? We keep asking for justice, but nobody asks for punishment. You know? 2 grand juries failed to indict these 6 Caucasian American citizens after they admitted that they did it. They just refused to do it. At 67, after Alabama government apologized for failing to prosecute, you know, they have their little ceremonies to make them feel good about themselves. And they have us standing behind them, taking pictures and agreeing that when they apologize, that it's okay. No, I don't accept apologies. Like I said before, I'm not the forgiving kind. I don't forgive. You just want to just say you're sorry. That's it. And we think that's all wonderful. But that's all Sister Evangelist Recy wanted. She wanted for them to apologize. After they had finally apologized, all those who had did it were gone. And she wanted an apology. I don't like apologies, because anybody can move their lips. That don't mean nothing. Show me. And then how you going to make up for all the mental anguish that she went through, trying to live with her husband and her child with that on her mind. How you can't get rid of that? That's seared into your soul. All that forgiving, that's lip service. You know, a culture of brutal power for male, not men, white men. Sister Recy wanted an apology, even though they all dead. It would mean a whole lot to me, she said. She begged for her life and promised she wouldn't tell if they didn't kill her and let her go home to her child. Millions of black people can't go home now to their children and their family because they're in prison. Broken black families. But she got out of it. She used her mind. She begged. And they let her go. Soon as she got back, she told, and she identified them, the car, and the sheriff knew who it was by the car. The 14-year-old declined to raped her. They firebombed her porch and threatened her. That's what they do. They have the same culture, the same MO. This is what they do. This is what they do. You gonna threaten and firebomb the victim because she told? They can do what they want to do and you can't say nothing? And if you say something, we gonna eliminate you? They put rumors out, which this is what they do, that she was a prostitute and it was consensual. She was not a devoted Christian. They started lying. If they had the media, they would have dug up what she did when she was 3 years old. But Jesus didn't help her. So Jesus didn't help her, so she must not be a Christian. At this time, Rosa Parks was in an organization, and they kept it to the forefront that justice for Recy. A second grand jury, February the 24th, 1945, all male Europeans, all male Europeans refused to convict their own. This is what you should do. You should be for your own. It's not racism when you for your own. You for your own. They supposed to be for their own, and we should be for us. They escaped justice and punishment under a country that endorses injustice and white supremacy. Why do we call it supremacy? It's not supreme. It is not. An imperial. We're using the wrong words. We need to go back to Ebonics. Get our own language. They get their own language now, and they're supreme. At this time, Rosa Parks and Emmett Till, that was for the forefront. That was what's happening. That was what was happening. Okay. We need our own code and language, but it's too late for all of that now, I was looking at a video, and this homeless Skid Row man was speaking to someone that was 6'4". And he said, "How tall you is?" And one of the persons that was walking with him tried to make fun of his language, but he wasn't English. We don't have to speak perfect English. We're not English. We were trying at one time to speak Pen Latin and Ebonics because we need our own togetherness. We don't even have a language of our own. The Chinese can speak language of their own when they get together. The Hispanics can speak their language when they get together. Everybody can speak their language when they get together. The Arabs can speak their language when they get together. We can't speak nothing but nig this and nig that. It's known, the FBI know that they have planned on the police force that are containing us. What we gonna do, black people? We are in so much danger. I'm gonna end. Peace if you can find it. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Like, share, leave a comment, subscribe. Hit the notification button. Peace if you can find it.